I did USA's in 23 with you. I thought I was going to go against A Train, but he didn't end up doing the show.
Yeah, yeah. That year, the year before, he was like in the prep, but not fully. Like he didn't fully commit to it, but he was like in the prep. And I actually want to ask him about that. Like why either the hesitation or why did he pull out? Because I don't think I've asked him. You know.
Yeah, I don't pull
He,
out, so I wouldn't know.
but he's not. I know he's not somebody that competes a ton. I don't know his competition history, but he's not somebody who competes a ton. He likes to. It looks like he likes to make improvements, but he does make the improvements, right? So it's not like he's wasting his time. He
Yeah,
definitely.
bro. No, he's definitely a mass guy with crazy shape, so he's going to be something special as long as he, you know, comes in as peeled as possible.
Yeah, yeah.
He's gonna stand out a lot. He's a big dude.
Like we saw with this show, the truth is that when you're that good shape wise and you're that big, you're gonna still beat a lot of guys who are in better shape than you. But it's not an excuse because if you want to win big, you're gonna have to be in shape for sure. You know, if guys like that come in shape, then nobody stands a chance. That's pretty much how it goes.
You know who I'm
Huh?
excited as fuck is Ken. Ken looks crazy.
It's,
I
it's,
didn't
it's
realize how much size Ken had in his legs, but his upper body is like just as like what do you call it,
freaky.
balanced as his legs.
I agree.
Like I'm like, damn, he's gonna make a fucking splash, bro. He looks really good.
Well, because you don't know, like, when you see somebody off season, you don't know how much of that is going to translate, right? Because you're like,
Yeah,
people's body change. So from the off season, I'm like, he looks pretty big, but I honestly expected him to lose a lot more size while dieting,
it's true.
you know, because it wasn't like he was like super lean off season, right? So you would assume, okay, for him to get lean, he's gonna have to lose a lot of that like roundness and fullness. But honestly, he looks even rounder. If I can, let me pull it up. It looks like
Yeah,
he lost.
no.
Like not only did he not lose anything, not like he's even like he looks bigger than you would think he would look. Actually, you know,
Yeah, like you say, he doesn't lose his fullness at all.
no,
It's crazy to me because yeah, like I don't know, I can't imagine. Can he get flat? Like
doesn't look like it at this moment because I'm sure no one can. I'm sure his food is low, cardio is high. So if he was gonna lose his fullness, we would be seeing it. But yeah, he once again, if you have a lot of size and good shape, as long as you're in shape, people aren't gonna fuck with you.
the thing with Ken though, and this is what I want to see because he actually reminds me like quite a bit of Carlos, like
He
a
does, yeah.
like very similar. And but will he be able to have better muscle separation than Carlos? Is that's where I think Carlos lacks a little bit is this separation in the
Yeah,
muscle. They're very similar.
they are actually. They are very similar. You remember when they took the pictures together, and I'm looking, I'm like, they look the same size, but it was hard to believe because it's like, well, Carlos so muscular that no way, But
Yeah.
you see it now, like he really is that he really is that big. Um, from his North American look, I already believe he's shown more separation than Carlos has from what we've seen in Carlos. How much more can he get out of it? I don't know. I guess that remains to be seen. But that's going to be the what's gonna. I think he's going to do well regardless. But I think that's what's going to
Yes.
take him into like the first call up kind of because I
That
mean
that's exactly.
New York is a big show and we don't know for sure who's locked in because it depends on the Pittsburgh. But one of them is going to do it. If whoever doesn't win, right, whether Nick or Martin, whoever doesn't win, I'm sure is going to do the New York. Um, and then that would be the winner, of course. And then the other spots, I think Blessing might be doing it. Maybe I don't know, but the other spots I think is up for grabs, right? Besides, who else doing New York? I'm sorry, I forgot. I feel like this. I guess we don't know for sure.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. It's still kind of a little ways away. But
Yeah, but
speaking of Nick, though, I mean I haven't seen too much of him, but the last post he did, it looked like he just I don't know if he just hit arms or some shit,
bro,
but he
I
looks
saw that.
fucking wild to me. And that doesn't even look
Yeah.
real.
Well,
And
it's funny. We
he's
already
playing
know he
against
had.
his strengths, or he's playing with his strengths now. What
That's
got him to
it.
where he is, right? And it's funny because every time you try to do something that you're not necessarily like not known for, I feel like that goes against you.
Bro,
And
it
now that Nick's kind of said fucking embracing what has gotten where he is, I think he's just gonna be fucking crazy.
it's the weirdest thing. I watched a Bob Chick interview, and then he was like, when he started off, he was coaching himself, just having fun, no thought to it, just doing it, right? And he won everything, win this, win this, win this. The moment he like, let's take this really seriously, let's go pro now, and he starts like really like trying to hone down and do things different or the right way or whatever he perceived, he started losing. Right? And then he said he got with George Farrell. George Farrell was like, "Yeah, let's keep it simple, old school, just basic shit." Then he won. He started winning again, and it's like it's funny because that's how it goes, bro. It's like it's the weirdest thing. I feel like we want to get better so bad that we want to change and do things the right way or the way we think is the right way. And you go through and you're like, man, this is just not. It's just not it. It's just not it.
I always feel like exactly what you said, but once we start steering away from our roots, I we always end up going back to what made us. Like don't get me wrong, like my training has evolved myself, but even myself, like I find myself always going back to what made me.
It happens every time. Because you sometimes you get carried away. So, like you said, like we get smarter, right? Exercise selection. You won't see me doing crazy deadlifts and crazy back barbell squats. But I got to the point where I haven't even been posting my workouts, but I've been focusing. I don't want the camera to be like distracting me or make me lifting different. So I've been training like super controlled, but I got carried away. I'm started getting too slow, too
Yep.
light, and then, there's a security guard that works downstairs. She's like an Indian lady, super sweet. And every time she sees me, she's like, "Wow, like I feel like you're losing weight, right? We look, why your arms look smaller?" She doesn't realize that she's shitting
Oh,
on me. And I'm
yeah.
like, "Word." And then my boy was like, "Yo, I feel like you." I'm like, "Damn, you feel like I'm losing my roundness? What's going on?" I'm like, and I'm looking in the mirror. I'm like, "Is this true? Like, what's going on?" And then slowly, like, first of all, I've been getting the urge. I've been getting the urge just to train heavier and kind of train how I used to. Not, it'll never be like that reckless. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A little less emphasis on control and form. Just kind of progress again. And I've been getting that itch. And then I did it a couple days, and low key, I feel like I look fuller and rounder, and it's the weirdest thing sometimes.
So I always say what I mentioned right now, we end up going back to our roots. So with that said, I will apply everything I've learned along the way and I will do it, but I'll preach time and place. So if my body feels good, everything's feeling good, like and I don't have to worry about getting hurt, I will train how I came up.
yeah, yeah,
But then when I'm like, it's like, okay, I feel like I need to pull back a little bit because, like, oh, my elbows are a little achy or like shit's a little tight today. So I'll train smart and use other methods that I've learned by getting more advanced in the field, right? But bread and butter, I always say that's there for a reason, bro. You start your meal with bread and butter. So it's like, it's,
never.
I'll always go back to what worked for me to get me here, but I'll be smart when I have to veer away from it for a little bit. I
Yeah,
always go
yeah,
back when I can perform when everything's like going well. You go back to what you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you
But,
notice, like you cut out a little bit. You cut out a little bit.
like,
Cut
oh,
out a
I'm
little bit.
still here.
There you go. Yeah, but yeah, you notice Nick started staying leaner and leaner and training lighter and lighter, and he was getting better, right? But then it's like maybe it goes so far in the direction that you stop getting better, you know? So it looks like he's slowly going under, he's not getting fat or anything like that, but he's letting his body grow more, letting his body get not stay so ripped all the time, and he's been training pretty heavy, so stuff like that. So just going back to your roots without getting too carried away. He's not going to be doing any 200-pound dumbbells or anything like that, but just
You know, here's something funny. I just talked about this to Paul the other day. Whenever I train or like say like lift two picture perfect, I swear to God, I always get hurt doing that. Like something had to get hurt where I try to be perfect. But then
yeah,
when I'm chilling, like I don't think into it too much, I always get a better result, and I'm always fine. So when I
just
when I try to do things too precise or be too perfect, that's when my body fights me every
well
time.
you
And Paul, the same thing. We talk about triceps because Paul's elbow will bother him. One thing he'll do is he'll be like, "Joe, lock out at the bottom, lock out." I'm like, honestly, man, every time I fucking lock out, I end up with like elbow pain. And I never have that problem. I just train the way I train.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So the other day I had him train kind of like how I train, not trying to be perfect. And my elbows are fucking great. I don't have
yeah.
no pain. So,
Fun, funny how it works, man. Funny how it works. Let me see. Let me pull this up.
oh, yeah. Oh,
You got home? Yeah, but Nick, I can't remember if I ever seen Nick's arms look this bubbly.
yeah, bro. But it's
It's
like this
insane.
front double is like crazy to me.
Even his tricep, forearms, you know, because we all know he got crazy biceps, but even the way his shoulders, tricep, forearms look is insane. So shout out Nick. I'm gonna
I'm
try to
rooting
get
for
him
you,
back in.
man.
Yeah, I want to try to
He
get
was
him back
just
on the
on
pod.
Hostiles or I mean, Fuad's
He was,
podcast.
yeah.
I was like, hey, what the fuck?
But you see, it's like I feel like you kind of see the old Nick when he's on there. Like he gets like he starts cracking jokes and his personality shows a lot more on that podcast.
Yeah, man.
If
Like, I think stress gets the best of us and, wanting to be better, focusing on that way too much compared to enjoying the process, you know,
yeah,
getting
yeah,
caught up in that. I never forget why you love this shit.
it's
Brother,
strange. He's had a lot of stress on him since he started.
if they
If
won, even
yeah,
even trying to become pro, he had stress on him.
you don't see that often. Like most people don't deal with that kind of stress until they're Mr. Olympia. But
Yeah.
he's been getting it forever. It's like damn if you do, damn if you don't. Because when he wasn't that good, people shitted on him. Then he got that good, and people still shit on him. So can't win. You gotta just do it because you do it. You know.
100%.
I
Never
think
let
if
you
you're
do
in,
it.
I think if I was in his position, I wouldn't even read comments. I know it's hard to do, but at that point, it's like it's pointless. I would just post and keep it moving because the comments, it's not gonna make you feel good, you know, and that's
Yeah,
important to
bro.
keep your mind right.
Well, I've always preached like if you like, go ahead and read the comments, but don't respond, bro, because you're just feeding into what they want you to, what you like. They set out to try to get you to respond. So if you
100%.
respond, they win.
Exactly.
So you
Exactly.
talk all shit
Yeah.
that you want, but then it's like, oh fuck yeah, I got in his head. I'm gonna just keep going.
Yeah. Well, even him going back and forth with Bob Chick, like you gotta think about it like this. Bob Chick wants to grow his channel. He wants to grow his podcast, right?
Yep.
So it's gonna benefit him if Nick replies to him. It's only benefiting Bob, right? And Bob isn't competing, so whatever you say about him, it's not gonna bother him because he's far removed from that. So it doesn't, but it's gonna bother Nick more than it's gonna bother Bob, right? And
Yeah.
Nick
Bob had nothing to lose.
exactly, and Nick has nothing to gain. Nick isn't gonna gain followers from beefing with Bob, but Bob is gonna get more views, and he is getting more views now, because of Nick. So I think it's like you got to play the Sam card. Sam knows that imagine if Sam goes back and forth with you, imagine how much is going to grow your platform. He doesn't reply to anybody because you can't. I honestly don't think he cares though. I honestly don't believe he cares about the comments. If he reads it, I don't think it actually bothers him. But he never engages, which is perfect. Because I mean, you couldn't keep up even if you wanted to. But all that would do would just fuck with you because it's not going to be positive. You know.
Yeah, I definitely think Sam got into this whole thing from bodybuilding to filming to putting himself out there with the most wise mindset as possible. Because like he didn't do it for clout; he was just doing his thing. And he does so like people's opinions and what they say are the negative stuff doesn't affect him because he knew what he was signing up for and he knew what he's getting himself into, but he didn't care. From what it
Yeah,
seems, I never talked to him, but how it comes off is like he care less. He's just doing his thing.
bro. He has the biggest YouTube channel from any bodybuilder, right? Any bodybuilder. There's not one that's doing better than him, right? And you've yet to see him even post a sponsor in like before the video starts, right? You don't even
Yeah,
hear him
true.
talk about,
I didn't even
bro.
realize that. You're right. He just goes
Even
straight
when he
into his
was
little walk.
even when he was with Hostile, he would wear what he wanted. He wasn't wearing Hostile everywhere he went. He would wear what the fuck he wanted. Sometimes he would wear it if he felt like it, if it was convenient, and he wouldn't really promote the products. He would, how he said I'm taking pre-workout. He would just say the name of the pre-workout instead of pre-workout. But there was no promo. He was just being Sam. Imagine the amount of deals coming his way. It's astronomical, right? And he just doesn't care. He's not taking these deals. I'm sure, of course, Young LA reached out to him and they probably offered him some stupid money because they got the bread. And he doesn't give a fuck. He's like, I'm good. That to me is insane. That's a man with a plan that never wants to bring down his integrity, and not because he wants to look cool like I have integrity. I honestly don't think he gives a fuck. I don't think that money that they dang on. I don't think he cares about that. And they couldn't have been a better person to be like the role model for the next generation. We couldn't have asked for anybody better. Yet some of these people still complain about him. Like he's exactly what we wanted when we would talk shit about well, not us, but when bodybuilders would talk shit about influencers and shit. He's exactly what we wanted. A guy who actually competes and fucking turned pro and even if he didn't turn pro, lives the life as a bodybuilder, humble, no stupid shit. He's doing everything the right way, even better than a lot of bodybuilders. He's doing it, you know, and somehow the people still try to find something negative to talk about, which is incredible. You know,
People just talk about something.
for sure, for sure.
That's what it is.
But the complaints aren't really about him. It's really about like I guess who he is in the industry. I think people are just kind of upset that they can't do what he does.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to see Nick's training a little bit. I know he's been doing heavy deadlifts.
It's so he was heavy as fuck, but
Yeah, that's how he
he's
control.
just is really good control.
Yeah,
And that's what I mean. It's like going back to your roots. It's just you're smarter with it, right? So it's like
100%.
you train heavy, right? But now you know how to contract better. Time under tension better. Your mind's in the muscle better.
That's facts. The thing is, even when he was young and training crazy heavy, his form is still way better than most people. So his journey of fixing his form, it looks so extreme because his form was already good to begin with. You know, now he just made it
Yeah.
like perfect. Well, shout out Nick. Let me see what's going on in there. See if we got anything going on in the industry. What's the next show? Arnold Brazil? Is that still a thing?
Yeah, I don't even know.
Yeah, I have no idea to be honest.
I've
I'm
been like,
assuming.
it's funny. My when I'm in prep,
Mhm.
it's everything bodybuilding. But outside of prep, I take a break from bodybuilding in a while. I just kind of focus on things outside of bodybuilding, so I haven't followed much.
You should. I mean, if you're a grown ass man, you should. I mean, we're not kids. We can't. We got shit to do.
No,
You
I
know.
mean, trust me. Like I've always been this way. We've been on the podcast since 2023. We've been
Yeah.
ongoing, and I've always been the same. I felt I never really talked about how like it's crazy, like in prep. So I'm a 100% bodybuilder. Like that's all I do. That's all I know. That's all I talk about. And then after the bodybuilding show, I'm like all in still, but I'll slowly like taper away from bodybuilding stuff. Then I'll go into off season where now it's like 90-10. And then towards the very end, it's like 75-25. And then I'll start all over. And that's
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
keeps me loving the sport and then, not losing what's important. Like right now, like I was at Ashley's family eating a club sandwich, like chilling with the family, not giving a damn about how much time goes by. Um,
That's
just living my life. But I've been like that all these years. I think that's why I turned pro because I'll be able to balance my life that way.
that's a healthy relationship to have with sport. You know,
Mm-hmm.
people that are all in all the time, they don't last very long. If you've noticed that. I mean, we could talk about our own coach. Compton was all in 24 hours, no cheat meals, no relationships, bodybuilding, and he retired before 30. You know, it, it's
Yeah.
it's a lot. You
Yeah.
don't have.
Well,
uh,
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
I think because you don't have balance, you can't live a productive life really. So you're gonna have to retire early if you want to have any life whatsoever. You know, whereas you're doing it simultaneously. You're still living your life while you're bodybuilding. So there's no rush to like stop doing it.
It's funny. The first thing that when I told Justin about how I was starting a family and stuff, and then getting, I'm gonna get married and all that stuff. Like he was pretty much like, because I started talking about the show right after. He's like, let's make sure that things are good for your family first, and then we'll talk more about the bodybuilding stuff. So even himself, like, what is it like? You live and you learn. He wants to make sure I don't get burned out either, and then I don't throw away the things that matter for bodybuilding.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
he's talked to me like about where I'm at in the sport, where he sees me and stuff like that. And so like for him to do that, he gives a damn. He cares and he wants me to be happy, right? So I'm sure if he had to go at it again, he would wish somebody told him that shit too.
for sure, for
So
sure. Because there's no way you could know that at that age. You don't have the perspective, you know.
mhm,
But you realize now that everything else is only worth it if your life is in place.
mhm,
Because whether it's your career success or all the money in the world, right? In West Hollywood, there's a lot of rich people who are lonely and miserable, because they chase the money so hard that they have no relationships left, no friendships, no family, no anything, and it's not worth it because they're not happy at all. You know, people. It's easy to think money is everything or success is everything because you don't have it. What you don't have is always more appealing. Once you have it, you'll realize that, damn, this is not what I thought it was. I'm not fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? Just because you're financially free doesn't make you fulfilled. You know, but if you are fulfilled and then you get that financial freedom, oh, you're gonna be happy as shit. You're gonna be the happiest man alive. You know,
Yeah, I think it's like, what are you willing to lose along the way to become whatever you think is going to make you happy?
exactly, exactly.
So,
You you gotta. Unfortunately, most people learn the lesson the hard way. Like Compton would probably do it different now, but he had to learn it the hard way. Hopefully, you know, it doesn't look like you're gonna have to learn the hard way because you started a little later. You had more perspective,
mhm.
and you had a good coach to show you the
Yeah,
way.
I've been blessed with a really good circle of people. You know, sometimes I hear stories and stuff from clients or just other competitors that are my friends and stuff. I'm like, damn, dude, I can literally say from day one, I've had nothing but support. I've
Yeah,
had good people to guide me to. I don't know if I want to say take care of me, but make sure I was taken care of. You
yeah,
know, like,
yeah,
and yeah, I've been so blessed and grateful for it, even to this day, bro. Why I'm gonna have a kid? Hey, Joe, what do we need to get you and your baby? Like, that's the first thing people ask me. It's like,
yeah.
dude, like, it's good people. So, but I always say, like, not saying I'm the best person in the world, but you are what you attract, right? We
Of
talked about this
course,
before. So
mm-hmm.
it's like, that makes you feel good to know those are the kind of people in my corner, right? So you said your
Yeah,
circle always says everything about you. So
100%. You also started bodybuilding at a point in your life where this is not your finished product, but you still had enough maturity, emotional maturity, and just understanding of life to not push those people away. Right. I'm sure you
mhm,
had moments where maybe you kept to yourself, but still, if you were 18, the way you would have maybe pushed away your family and friends and stuff, you might have lost some of those relationships, you know.
mhm,
But because you were in a place where you still had your head on straight enough to understand the meaning of that, it kept them in your lives because you didn't shun them away. So, you know what I'm saying? So, because I think some people start at a point where they don't understand life enough that they want to push everybody away and just say, no, this is all about me. I'm gonna focus just on me.
mhm,
I don't care about anybody else. And I think that's when you can start to push away some of those loved ones, you know. But yeah, it's a reflection of yourself. That means they respect what you bring to their lives as well. That's why they want to be in your lives. Because if not, they wouldn't. I mean, even family. I mean, family loves you, but I mean, listen, if you treat them like shit long enough, they're not gonna show you that much love.
you know what was pretty dope was the other day we went to our friend's birthday party.
Yeah,
I was sitting there, eating and just kind of looking around. And I was like, damn, dude, like this is so different than a party I would have gone to like 5 or 6 years ago before I was all in this stuff.
yeah,
And I
yeah,
was like, but dude, like in my head, I was like, man, I made a really damn good decision. Like you have two roads. Like
yeah,
I chose this one. I was like, fuck, man, I'm really glad I chose this one.
yeah, yeah.
It was just wholesome, bro. Just good conversations. Like there was zero drama. Like I was
Yeah,
like, fuck, dude, this is a good place to fucking be.
that's how you want to be. I mean, shit. Played fetch with the dog. You know, that's wholesome.
Bro. Fuck you. I don't even remember his name was Buddy.
Yeah, buddy,
Fucking
buddy.
Buddy. See, that
But
name
we
was
talk
wholesome.
exactly. But let's say even with her, right? When her last birthday was very different. She was new here. She didn't know anybody, right? So I was there, but it was very different. So it's like look at the people she attracted in her life as well. That's not a mistake. There's a reason why. We talked about it before at the expo. She could have, if she was a different way, she would have attracted a whole different group of friends. It wouldn't have been us. We would have been like, forget it. You're moving, you know. So that tells you a lot. You attract with. So that's why we're around her. That's why she's around us. It goes hand in hand because it's a clean slate. You move to the city. You don't know anybody.
Yeah.
Who you meet is gonna be a reflection of yourself. So if
Yeah.
you keep meeting fucked up people, you gotta look in the mirror. If
Yep.
you if you meet good people, you gotta look in the mirror. So it's that simple, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bodybuilding teaches you a lot of shit, bro. But you also don't want to get lost in bodybuilding. So
100%. I remember that was like a thing for me in my early 20s. I used to always like complain that like, why do I attract these kind of girls? I don't think I'm that kind of guy, right? But in
Mhm.
hindsight, I'm like, you know what? I kind of
I'm that kind
was.
of guy.
Yeah, I thought I was the nicest, most wholesome guy in the world. In my own head, I was delusional. You know, and you look back, you'd be like, I guess that makes sense. You know, it doesn't happen by accident. It doesn't happen by accident. It's all happens for a reason. And you just have to be self aware enough to understand how you, even if deep down inside you're this great person, how you present yourself and how you behave in the world and what you allow to come your way. You know, so
Have you ever heard that? Me and Paul were talking about it the other day. We're driving, and I was like, "Hey, Paul, you ever heard that phrase like, what you project onto others is a reflection of yourself?" So, like, say you complain about something like, "Dude, can you believe this person was doing this, this, and this?" When you really think about it, you're complaining about some shit you've done. You're just seeing it being done by someone else. Like, you're talking shit about yourself. You know that, right? Like,
100%, hundred
it's
percent,
upsetting you because you're seeing something you don't like about you
100%.
just in front of you. Well, when you start to think that way, you'll stop complaining a lot more and start realizing, fuck, man, I have a lot to work on because it's you you're talking shit about.
100%.
And it's
Yeah.
like, fuck, bro, like it's a mind fuck, but it really opens your eyes to like, who the fuck am I? Like, what the fuck?
You know, people say like, I can't. I see, I see girls do this a lot actually. Though I can't stand social media; it's so negative, right? And then you like, you know, the algorithm literally shows you exactly what you're
What you're
into.
looking for? Yeah. I'm saying,
You
man,
know.
like, like
So my algorithm, I see a bunch of funny shit. I see dog stuff. I see funny shit. Every once in a while, I see like some kind of street fight or something like that.
bro, I promise you, if your girl ever says, like, say you're on TikTok and you know how you have that page you can see the stuff you
Yeah.
like, so you look at the stuff that you like, right? And if your girl ever's like, oh, you're so cute, Leslie, compared to like the fuck, like you see all these girls and shit on there,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
like, your TikTok page represents who the fuck you are.
Exactly. Yeah. And you can't even act like, oh, I don't know why it showed me this. It's showing you that for a reason. You know why it's showing
when,
you
you,
that,
when you're watching it together and shit, and some girls on
Yeah.
there and just shaking her ass, and you see a girl just,
Like, I don't know. I don't know what that's
I
about.
don't know what that was. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Algorithm be wild.
Yeah. It shows you what you're looking for. So if all you see is negative shit, well, then that's the mirror. Stop being
You
negative.
know what really blew my fucking mind is TikTok still. When you're watching TikTok, right?
Mhm.
Even if you don't like the video, if you give your attention span to that video long enough, it'll still show you more of it. You don't
It'll
gotta
show
like
you.
it. It's like I'm still watching it. And it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it still counts. That's
That's all you
crazy to
gotta
me.
do. Yeah, if you look at it for long enough, they'll show you that. They'll show you that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, I can't be around negative people too often just because
It
it's
drains
draining.
you, bro. You
It's
feel
draining. Yeah,
fucking you instantly feel miserable.
yeah, yeah.
Instantly.
Everything like listen, we all have like slumps where we're maybe not so happy, not so bubbly, just because we're going through some shit. But you can't let it rub off on everybody. You know, you got to hold it down, or if it's a problem you can take care of it. If it's something out of your hands, I like to either just stay away from people or just put not let it show. You know, not bring down the mood and still stay positive because you're not
Mhm.
getting anything out of it by being negative. You know.
Yeah, a lot of the times, like whatever, like okay, it's kind of like when you do your last bodybuilding show. It's like your last show is what people remember.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's like when I go out with friends or something, like, and I'm on prep. Once I start feeling shitty, like you said, I'm like, I don't want to be around them. I don't want them to see that side of me. Because that's not me.
100%, 100%.
So
Yeah, yeah,
I'm gonna veer off a little bit until I'm cool.
yeah, yeah. Some people, or like, I don't want to say the majority, but there's a large group of people. The internet, I don't like to count it too much because I think people just do things just just for the fuck of it. Some people are trolls, but in general, if the first thing you do when you see anything is think about the worst thing to say, that says a lot about you, right? You
Mhm.
see a fucking amazing physique, and then you're like, "Oh, he got no calves," and it's like, what about everything else? Is that,
Yeah,
you
you didn't
know?
even appreciate it for what it was.
Yeah. And people do that, especially in bodybuilding. People do that so often. Like somebody looks phenomenal, and everybody's just, well, I don't like his waist, and it's like, okay, I'll admit he doesn't have the best waist, but you're kind of missing the point here. What about what about everything else? You know?
Yeah, why do you look at all the negative shit first? Like,
Yeah, you
fuck?
know, because you could do that for anything, for anybody or anything, and why live that way? I think that's just a really like I don't know. I
It's
think
like
that's a
starting off your day saying like, "Hey, good morning." Like, it's all right.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
what
It's
the
like
fuck wrong with you?
yeah. I don't like to be around there too often.
Or
All right.
you know what bothers me a lot of times is people that don't know how to take a compliment.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
"Hey, man, you're looking really good today." Like, yeah, I can be better. You know, it's like, no shit, but fuck you.
Yeah, they
You know, like, what the fuck?
you know that's something I kind of have to work on low key.
Oh,
You
really?
know, yeah. Sometimes I will get uncomfortable when I get. I guess it depends who it's from, though. I guess it depends who it's from. But sometimes I'll get a little uncomfortable, and I will find myself doing that. I'm like, yo, I gotta stop doing that. I gotta just take the compliment. Like, oh, thank you. You know, just take the compliment. You know, because you're projecting like I guess insecurity, right? It's like
Yeah.
you know, you don't. So I said, so I think sometimes you got to stop doing that, you know, or post a pic and be like, "Yo, I'm fat." Like, no, you're not. I mean,
No, you're not.
you know, like when a bodybuilder says that, we know what we mean, though. We know we're
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
we feel kind of fat. We know we're not actually fat. We just feel a little uncomfortable. But even that, I think we gotta chill out a little bit. You're not fat, but just relax. You're doing it for a
It's
reason.
true. Yeah.
Just relax. You okay? Just take the compliment, man. You know, but
Yeah.
it's sometimes you try to dodge the compliment and shit. You know.
Yeah, bro. It's like they're not lying to you. They're telling you how they feel.
Yeah. When I
You're
see
saying
like
that your feelings don't matter.
when I see
Your
like a
opinion.
Compton gets complimented, he like freezes. He doesn't know what to say.
But I mean, in
He
Justin's
like
defense, bro, he was like, he looks incredible, right? But in his head, he perceives himself as like what he
he
was at
doesn't
his peak prime.
for
Because he is
sure. Yeah.
retired, you know, like,
Mhm.
so that's like saying, like, okay, same with us, I guess, right? Like, we know what our best looks like on stage, and then peak
100%.
off season, TRT mode, you're just like, fuck.
Exactly. Or like you're at the gym warming up with 3 plates, right? And somebody like, damn, you're strong. Knowing that you hit 5 plates, usually you're like, oh, thank you. You're like, okay, I guess I don't want to say it,
It's
but
like their opinion of you is how they see you, so you can let them have it.
yeah, just
So
let
it's
it
nice
go.
for them to go out of their way, you know, show you some love.
That
Take it for
happens
what
to
it
me.
is.
That happens to me sometimes now, and I feel like I know I'm not weaker, that much weaker. It's just the training is different. But if I get a compliment, I'm like, "Yo, that's pretty heavy." In my head, I'm like, "Not really." I don't say it though. I'm not gonna. That would be fucking disrespectful. Like, no, not really, bro. But that's what I think. I'm like, nah, that's not fucking heavy. But you, oh, this, thank you, yeah, thank you, man, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'm working
probably,
hard.
probably the heaviest thing they've ever seen, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Let's see who. Oh, this is Ron Gordon. This is recent, I assume.
I'm not sure. He's been doing a lot of videos, like talking and stuff. So I'm not sure what's recent.
Yeah, it's hard for you. It's hard for me to tell too what's recent, but I mean, he's always he don't have a problem getting in shape. Tell you that much. It looks like his legs came up. I mean, he always had good shape. He always had the sweeps. It's just that he's so tall, you know.
Yeah, it's like you remember that guy, Jamie,
Yeah,
Jamie the
yeah, yeah.
Giant.
Uh huh.
And bro, like if you actually look at his legs, they're fucking huge.
They
But because
are.
of his height, it just makes it not look so complete.
Yeah, especially if you're really peeled. That's
Mhm.
gonna go first because Ron comes in peeled. You know, shit, honestly, he doesn't. I don't even think he needs to be. I don't even think he needs to be that peeled. I think he needs to be peeled enough. But for his height, he might be better off a little on the full side.
That's a crazy hammy.
The ham drop, right?
Yeah.
Let's see, open new tab, RPG. Yeah, I saw this one. Yeah,
I've never seen him in person. But he's a big dude.
have I seen him in person? I don't know if I've seen him in person either. Good point. I don't think I've. Yeah, I know he's a big guy, but I've never seen him in person. Actually, he's tall guys. You usually look bigger in person, so he probably looks even bigger than we think. Okay, yeah, I know the tall guys in person look like way bigger. Okay, see what we got. Oh, this dude coming back, Florian.
I think also Justin Shire posted up something recent. I think a front double or something, but that guy's legs is pretty crazy.
Who?
The last kid he showed, he said Florian.
Oh yeah, he's pretty. Man, I wish he didn't spend those 4 years in classic. I feel like he would have been so much further ahead. I'm
The
not
thing about
sure.
that, when you get in the sport, if you have an idea of what you want to do right off the bat, you're ready to like, I kind of see where I'll fall.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it helps a lot. You don't waste no time.
yeah, man. That took some. He's still young though, but it took some time away from him.
Mm-hmm.
Tonio looks pretty good. Tonio looks good. How do you feel about people taking like a full year off of competing? Do you feel like it's actually going to help you get better, or you kind of just get complacent and kind of just start chilling?
I think there's a good amount of that year where you're probably chilling. So like, um, I can only speak for myself when I say I'm the kind of person that can only be all in for like fucking 3/4 of the time. So
Yeah, yeah,
like, I feel like I think an off season, a really good off season. We're talking the moment you step off the stage to like the moment before the before the cruising phase before your next prep.
yeah,
I feel like you should probably be in the from off stage to off season for a max of like 7 months. And then after that, anything after that, I feel like is like overkill. Like you're not going to be able to really, unless I don't know if you're fucking wired different, but I can only go hard for so long before I start getting burnt out. So I need like my sight to be within reach.
yeah, yeah.
So I feel like a lot of people waste a lot of that year. So
I don't. I don't think your body's going to continue to add tissue most effectively in a longer period than that.
yeah,
Yeah,
see,
yeah. It's like dieting for 7 months. At some point, your body starts to rebel. Your body doesn't want to just grow forever, right? It's because you got lean, got shredded, is why your body is ready to grow again. Okay, let's grow, right? It gets efficient at growing because you got lean to begin with. But if you're carrying a decent amount of body fat and you just continue to carry that months and months and stuff your face, I don't think you progress any faster. Let's look at it like this. From the history of the sport, how many people have actually taken a full year off of competing and came back with crazy astronomical gains? We've actually never actually seen it. The most gains we've seen from anybody are people who continue to compete, right? The most gains we've seen in the last decade, what comes to mind, Samson is probably number one. He actually competed more often when he made the gains, right?
yep,
Nick Walker, Nick Walker made his best gains ever competing twice a year. You know, who else made a lot of progress? Andrew made a lot of progress from amateur to pro, and he was competing. I think he was overdoing it, but still,
Yeah.
he still made more progress than a Regan, and Regan was taking years off here and there, you know. So if you actually look, when Ronnie made his biggest gains, it was just the following year. So he had a regular off season, you know. Everybody, Ken is probably the only one in recent time I could think that it's looking like he's on track to really bring a lot more tissue, you
Who
know.
can?
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
you know. But other than that, everybody who's making the most progress isn't taking any time off. I mean, Martin took a year off and he got a lot better, but he didn't gain any stage weight. With all due, you know, he looks better though. But it's like I haven't actually seen that work the way people think it works. The people who are
Yeah.
making the gains who are people who compete all the time. You know, so
That was a really good topic of conversation just because, I mean, I did that for 2 years straight. But like I said, like there was a good period of time where it was just kind of stagnant.
mm-hmm.
At the beginning, it's like that's where it all was done. Then there's a part of it's like there's kind of like a dead period. I didn't really
Yeah,
do
yeah,
much with that, and then it was time to compete again
yeah,
because you can
yeah.
only push so far. The only thing I will say, the more time, say you didn't make any progress at all, I think
Mm-hmm.
you put it best. The physique kind of refined itself just by continuously lifting weights. Even
Yeah,
if you're the same size, your physique looks better just because the muscles mature.
for
But
sure.
other than that, yeah, I mean, as far as like crazy progress, no, I don't think 2 years is as crazy as you're going to think it's going to be. And because
Yeah,
who's going to diet to a super low level body fat when they're not competing for anything just to get more gains out of that? Like, if I'm going to fucking diet down and like get to that level, I'm going to compete with it. The fuck, like,
exactly,
you might as
exactly,
well because you're going to get better gains going to that place anyway. So step on stage.
exactly. What I was gonna say, it's like trading, right? If you're gonna train hard, but don't drag it out, right? It's about so same for off season hard. Like you see how you do off seasons, you hit that shit hard, and then you're done. It's not like let me do it for another year. No, you have these 6 months, hit that shit hard. You're not missing meals. You're eating in a surplus, but it's not like just 50 calories over. You're pushing it fucking hard, and then it's done. So same with training. Come in the gym, push it hard for 45 minutes an hour instead of saying, "Oh, let me just keep going for 2 hours." Right? Just prolonging it doesn't make it better, right? The quality of it. So the quality of your off season, I think, is what makes the physiques improve, not the duration. So what happens is when you increase the duration, the quality drops. That's why if you're doing 30 sets for back, by the time you get to that 30th set, that quality is garbage. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
It's
so
true stuff.
focus on the quality. It's like women too. You know,
Yep. Yeah.
quality of time.
That quality don't mean shit when you're miserable, bro.
It don't. I was on the phone. I was FaceTiming this girl last night, and she was like, "Yo, you probably do this a lot. You probably always FaceTime with girls, right?" And I'm like, you want me to be honest, or you just, or you just, is that just your
Why are
mouth?
we
You're like,
taking it there? Why you gotta say? I thought we were having a good ass conversation. Why you gotta throw a wrench in the mix? The fuck? You be
she like,
happy?
she like, no, you could be honest. Like, I don't care. And I was like, yeah,
I don't give a fuck.
I FaceTime a lot of girls, but honestly, don't really mean shit. There's like, there's nothing there. There's no substance. Like, why is that? And I'm like, I guess if you have a pretty decent standard, you're not just interested by a pretty face alone. If I'm FaceTiming you, you probably got a pretty face because I'm looking at you, but it doesn't mean I feel anything. It's just like, well, I feel something like physically, but not enough to for it to go anywhere. And that's unfortunate. I want to feel it, but it's just nobody at the moment that I feel like that for. So I don't know
You see, it's like
if
shit like that, right? She asked that question. I can't say it's 100%, but it's like she's probably asking that because she's like, "Well, am I different than any of the other girls? Like, or does he only do this with me?" And then it's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
because what if she does that with a lot of dudes? It's like, so
yeah,
I know
yeah.
why I do this. Does he do it? Or it's that projection, right?
Yeah, yeah. And
I
the
mean, I
truth
can't
is,
say I'm 100% accurate. I'm probably right though.
and the truth is that I don't know if she's different. I mean, the conversation was cool, but I wouldn't know until we like hang out more often or something, you know. But
Mhm.
honestly, realistically, probably not.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm obviously gonna bring up my wifey,
Uh-huh.
but I remember messaging her once early on, and I said, I was like, if you're not, I was like, I'm pretty bored. If you're not busy, I was like, I'm a phone guy. Want to talk on the phone? She's like, yeah, call me. But majority of the time, for a girl, if I would say that, she's like, oh, I'm shy, or oh, I'm busy, just to avoid the phone call. But
That
nah,
happens
bro,
sometimes.
she was confident in herself to be like, yeah, let's talk.
Yeah.
That
Exactly,
stood out. See, shit like that stands out.
100%.
So, oh shit, she really wants me to call. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
my vibe.
That's part of why I FaceTime, because FaceTime is intrusive. It's intrusive, right? So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh my god, no, I don't look cute right now, you know. I don't look, but that's kind of the point. I kind of want to just see you as you are. Like you shouldn't, you know, you shouldn't have to have a full face of makeup for me to FaceTime you, you know, and your surroundings, where you at, you know. I'm not keeping tabs or anything, but
Yeah, let me get to know you a little bit.
yeah. But if it's 10:30, 11 p.m., you should be comfortably in your bed or around your bed.
I'm
So
looking for a girl that's comfortable in her bed right now.
exactly. There's one girl FaceTime me, and she was in her car with a full face of makeup on at like 11 p.m. So that's like, I'm like,
See?
yeah, I'm
Oh,
like,
you about that
whoa,
life. You about that life. Like, you're
you
probably
know.
headed up to meet some guy right now on the phone with me.
That's the whole point, you know. And listen, do your thing, but that doesn't interest me personally. Yeah, that's it, you know. So that's important. So just that FaceTime, them picking up, you know, it tells you a lot. It tells you a lot, you know, and also how long she stayed on the phone with me. If we had like a hour conversation, that's a good sign. That means she's not in a rush to go FaceTime somebody else. She don't, you know, she don't got plans to go somewhere after the. She's comfy. She's gonna be there all night. That's a good sign too.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean,
all
you
right,
guys can Netflix and chill.
exactly. That's a good sign. Yeah. All right. He said Shire. Let me pull up Shire. I'm still like, I don't know why. I still have phlegm, bro. I was sick a long time ago, and I still
Bro,
have
my
fucking
my voice is still not 100%. I've been
some
spitting stuff up for like a fucking like 5 weeks.
something bad going around, man. When was this? This was
Bro,
two
this is
weeks ago.
why big arms are important because look at how Greene's physique looks simply because he has big ass arms.
It makes you look a
He
lot
has good
more.
physique, but he looks
He does.
crazy. Yeah.
I think it makes you look more aesthetic. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah. For you to look aesthetic without big arms, you have to have like a perfect structure.
What's his name? Chris Bumstead.
Exactly. Like perfect structure. You know, his arms don't distract me. I don't know why. That's like the first time somebody has like not really good arms, but in all the poses, it looks good. I can't complain
It
about
just
it.
flows well.
Yeah, Shire's arms look even bigger when he's in shape. But
Yeah,
yeah,
you do.
bro, this physique, bro, we're more like I don't know, 15 pounds because he's not that tall. 15 pounds. Yes, you could say his legs are not as good as his upper body, but it's not that distracting. As long as he's peeled and full, it's not that distracting. You know, like
Well, he's like if Ramon Dino did open, that's what he would look like.
exactly. You could work with this. This is something that he's gonna improve, right? So even let's say if he only adds an inch, that would be so much to his physique, an inch to his
Mm-hmm.
quads, right? That would do so much, and that's realistic. If somebody needs like 4 inches to their quads to be good, that's realistically that's probably it's probably not gonna happen very realistically. But if like Curry, well actually Curry at one point needed quite a bit. He needed like 2-3 inches, and now it's like is great, you know. So he's at a point that just he only needs small improvements besides overall size, which I'm sure he's added. He really just needs a couple of inches here, and I think he's good to go. His side leg looks pretty good too. So
Speaking
I
of
don't.
Curry, bro, for a man his age to bring up his legs like that when it's this far in his career, that's pretty fucking incredible.
It's insane. I don't know how everybody feels about it. I feel like the older people who've been following the sport for a long time agree that this was one of his best looks. Um, I think some people don't think so, maybe because he's not as round as he's been some years. I still think with the conditioning he bought and the improvements to his legs, overall package, I think it matches his fuck. I think it matches his like Olympia years, like 2019. The only difference is I think he was a bit fuller and rounder back then, but he wasn't as peeled.
Yeah, I almost want to say his looks a little better because I think his legs are better.
Yeah.
So I think his
Well,
physique has a better because like he's always had a crazy upper body. So even if he wasn't as crazy full, because his legs came up, there's a really nice balance to his physique now.
yeah, I think that actually makes you better because
Yeah.
he had some. I don't think his body even looks smaller, but let's say it is. I think it needed to be for him to have a better right to have better balance. I think it
Yeah,
almost
because
needed to
I've
be.
never thought, yeah, his physique looks so much more balanced now than when I saw him at the Olympia. In my opinion, when he won it too. So like,
Bro, he's at the worst angle. He's the furthest back from this angle, and his legs look better than Derek. And I would argue his legs look even rounder than Andrew. The only one in
do
this
you
lineup who's beating his legs is Samson.
do you think back in 2020
Mm-hmm.
when him and Rami beat Phil, you think
Yeah,
Brandon could have beat Rami if he looked like this Brandon?
honestly, I think so because he was
Okay,
peeled
I
that
agree
year.
with you.
He was peeled that year, but he was flat. Remember that was his first bald year. He was like peeled with the yellow trunks, but he was flat.
Yeah,
He wasn't. He actually wasn't full that year, and his legs wasn't as good as it is now. You know.
yeah. I again, we always talk about that was Rami, but that wasn't the best Rami. But
No,
yeah,
no.
and but Brandon, like I said, like if his legs were where they are now, I truly believe Rami wouldn't have won that one. I think Brandon would have.
Yeah. I actually don't think Rami was. When Rami was winning the Mr. Olympia, I wasn't as impressed as Rami as I was previously. Actually, you know.
No, I mean he wasn't complete. He wasn't a complete Rami. He didn't have his back, his triceps. Just his, his legs detail improved a little bit due to whatever they did, but he had those dings in his quads. I love Rami, but I never cared for his Olympia wins, to be honest, myself.
No, I gotta be honest. Like, I would have had no problem him losing to Hadi or Curry, if I'm being completely honest, because I felt like by that time, Hadi looked just as muscular as him, just a smaller frame. Hadi's legs at that time were like crazy. His condition was so much better. I thought Hadi was just a more complete bodybuilder. And you say, well, Rami is bigger. Yeah, but like,
What does that really
where?
mean? Yeah, what does that really mean? Like,
And like more muscular is one thing, bigger is another thing. I think Rami was just bigger structurally. I don't actually think he was more muscular than Hadi by enough to be any real difference. I think he was just a taller, wider frame. At that point, his arms are down, so he didn't have him on the arms. At that point, his back was down, so he didn't have him on the back. His chest was like, you know what I'm saying? It was really like really big quads, really wide shoulders in shape. That was about it. But there was no like glaring. Well, he has better arms than Hadi. He has better this, you know that. So it was really like a wide guy with good quads and really good condition. That was about it. So he was. I think he barely got those. If I'm being honest.
well, bro, you got to think about it. You go from fucking first to fifth.
Yeah,
that's
that's a big
that
jump.
should tell you everything.
Yeah, yeah. We got to stop telling people they're unbeatable because nobody's unbeatable. Everybody
Uh,
is a human being. Everybody can be beat. All right, let's do a couple more and then do a couple questions. Oh, Sergio, he's doing FIBO. I don't know when that is, but do you think Sergio had a chance of winning the show this year?
I want to say yes, but like
So many guys.
Sergio, yeah, he's going against good competition, but also like he just needs to come in like fully conditioned. He'll be fine. He'll be doing well. But something always happens. Like
Yeah,
like
it seems
like
like
I
that.
remember the last time I saw him compete was at the Cal with Stu like 2 years ago, no?
Yeah, that was the last time.
And that was like the first time in like a year or two that he competed, right?
Hmm.
And so it's just like a lot of things in
So
his life affect his look a lot.
yeah,
So if he's in a wherever he's at, if he can stay there and life is fine with him, that's when he'll succeed. Because his body, it it'll hold water when that's what hurts him. He holds water.
yeah, yeah. Shit, I don't think we've ever seen his best because even when he won New York, he was going through a lot of stress at the time. He didn't have any money
Yeah,
or anything like that, and like you said, he literally just came and peeled. He won because he was peeled.
yeah, bro. He has great genetics. Like he has
Hmm.
the muscle. It's literally just coming in peeled. It's not. I mean, it's. I can't say it's that simple, but it's as simple as that. Like.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So if his life is good, yeah, I bet you he'd win a show.
He seems like he's in the best headspace he's been in for a while. You know, but let's see. I wish him the best. I like Sergio. I like Sergio. He's a good dude. I got to get him on a
And see, it's
podcast
funny
also.
when people are like that. Like there's people like that, and there's people complete opposite. There's some people where like the world is just against them, and they fucking thrive. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
it's honestly however you handle things.
yeah. It's a personal thing.
Yeah.
This guy's good, man. I
See,
keep
he's a
seeing him
shape
around.
person.
Yeah, that's crazy shape though. Insane. That's ridiculous.
I'm just gonna.
He looks like a black guy. He's white.
I
If
can
he's
see
white,
that. I don't know what he is, but we'll just say he's a black guy.
he got black genetics.
He just got popped out the toaster a little too early.
Exactly. All right,
He was more toasted. Yeah.
let's do a couple questions and then be on our way.
We've, we've never done a Joe and Beatty special.
No, we haven't. What what do we call this one? What can we call this?
The shit.
I'm gonna think of something. I'm gonna think of something. I'm gonna think of something. I can't think of it on the spot.
I'm gonna be honest, all that comes to my head is something to do with an Oreo.
Oh
It's
man.
like, what is the tuxedo cast?
All right, what's some what's something y'all want to focus on more for prep this year? My back hurts, man.
Honestly, for me, my main focus in prep is to get ready to go to that dark place, that suffering place that like no matter how hard it gets, like keep moving. Because I know what it takes to get peeled. And if I can improve anything from one show to the next, that's number one. That's all under control. Like how hard are you willing to suffer?
Yeah.
So that's the main one main one.
Do you look forward to that? You feel like you're looking forward to that, getting in that flow state? It's like a painful flow state, but a flow state.
Yes, because I'm gonna be honest, that's when I know I'm gonna win in my head. Like when you feel like that, when you feel that, fuck, dude, I feel like I want to die. That's when you're like, this is gonna be a good look.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then it bothers you for a while, and then you get comfortable in it. And you're like, fuck it, let's do it, let's run it.
It's almost, yeah, you embrace it because it's like it's so shitty for so long, or it feels like so long, but it becomes your new normal. When you've been doing this for weeks on end, it's like, man, well, this is just kind of life. I don't remember what life was like before this.
Yeah, yeah.
It's been so long.
I swear, you're like, I don't want to do the podcast. I don't want to trade my client. But then you do it anyways. You're like, you know what? Fuck it. Let me do it. Let me just go trade
Yeah,
my
the
client.
minute I fuck, I've been here before. It ain't nothing new. Like,
Yeah. And you listen, you still got to earn a living. You can't sit on your ass. You don't have the privilege to do it. So you better go trade that client.
and I'm gonna be honest. I've done. So I worked a regular job and was peeled in 2022, and then, but it kept me like as hard as that job was, and as miserable as I was. I'm like the days flew, and I didn't think about
Yeah.
starving. I just thought about I felt fatigue. But then I did USA's, right? And the last 6 weeks where it was the worst, I took all my clients and put them on hold, and I just focused on the show. But my days felt forever. I had nothing to do but cardio, eat, and bodybuild. But that time in between meals, bro, I thought I was gonna fucking die. I was like trying to figure out ways to not feel so fucking hungry. Because when you're busy, you don't think about the food too much. You just think about the
Facts,
energy,
facts.
right? But when you have nothing to do and you have to like you eat your meal in 2 fucking minutes, like I can't eat for another fucking 3 hours. You're
Can't
just
do it.
like, oh my
I
god.
can't do it. Off season, I love Saturdays, but during prep, Saturdays was my off day from work and off day from the gym. And I hated it because I didn't know what to do with myself. I couldn't even focus on TV. So the TV is on. I see Nick Walker watching TV a lot in prep. I'm like, how do you even focus? I can't even. I
I'm thinking
can't.
about food while I'm trying to watch the show. I can't even like you said, you can't even follow the storyline because you're thinking about other shit.
I can't do it. But he seemed like he's into it. Like, yeah, I'm watching. I'm like, really? I can't. My brain can't even understand what's going on right now. So then I'm miserable. I'm just at home and I don't know what to do with myself. You know. And then my last prep, I started like actually going out. Like going out with a friend, not like partying or anything like that.
Yeah.
And it helped. And I was like, you know what? It's actually feel. I thought I was gonna be miserable, so I didn't want to do it because I didn't want to be like like a bad friend, like
Bad
be out.
company.
Yeah, bad company. But then I would ask her like, yo, am I doing okay? They're like, oh, hey, great. I can't even tell. I'm like, oh, okay, good. But inside, I'm kind of like, I feel like I'm just like dead on the inside, and I'm like, I hope it's not obvious. But just took a bunch of kratom and just hung out.
Dialed in, didn't you?
Yeah, I dialed it all the way in.
Dialed in.
But but that's way better than just sitting around. I would do the dishes instead of using my dishwasher. I would do the dishes myself. Just things to get my mind off of it.
Well, I remember the last few weeks of your prep. I think you were 6 weeks out. You're already starving and stuff.
Mhm.
I remember being on a treadmill talking to you. I was like, yo, dog, this is how I did it this year. I was like, I dialed in, creative,
Yeah.
and I was like, keep my pump going. I was like, hostility and,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then I was like, I told you what I did I was like, see, I was every workout.
Hey,
I said, I was
game
like, this is
changer.
what's going to keep you going, bro.
You don't feel that hollow feeling. Sometimes you get to that point and you're not getting the pumps, and then you feel like you're not even working out. Yeah, Kratom and Cialis was a game changer.
Yeah,
Game
bro. Those
game
last few
changer.
weeks.
That was a game changer. Yeah, yeah. Without that, man, oh my god, it would have been so unpleasant. Like we could do it anyways, but holy fuck, nobody wants to be that unpleasant.
At
That's
least
just
give me a fucking pump when I'm in the gym. The ones like,
you know,
you gonna tell me I
bro.
hate working out now too?
Give me something, and you look back and you realize why Dorian was so serious back in the days, because he didn't have no Diet Coke. No, no, I'm sure he had some diet soda, but he didn't have all the sugar-free sweeteners. He didn't have Flavor Gang. He didn't have Kratom. He was just in that bitch with fucking water, fish, green beans, and that's why he's so miserable, motherfucker. Dorian didn't look like he want to talk to nobody. You know, I get it, man. That shit's rough. That
And
shit's
back
rough.
then, I don't know if they even like salted their food and shit.
I don't know if they believed in that shit.
Yeah, I
They,
really don't.
they used to take Aldactone for like a week. So by the time, you know what, they kind of look so much better just with some knowledge of like peaking properly and not overdoing things, like
Hmm.
cutting water, not drinking anything. Some of these physiques, dude, like Dorian was always flat, shredded but flat. He was big, so he was still bigger than everybody, but he was never full or round. He was like kind of like you know
You know who I think was probably like past his like, or what do you call it, like
ahead of his time.
wiser than his years? Well, yeah, ahead of his time
Yeah,
was Nasser.
yeah, he was smart. Nash was smart as hell.
I mean, because he looked big as fuck, but he looked peeled.
Yeah,
Like that, the controversial year that Nasser beat or didn't beat Dorian. I do that video all the time, and I think he beat him.
I thought he beat
Uh,
him handily. You know, But it's funny because like people move the goalpost. They're like, no way he beat him. Look at his back, motherfucker. Is one pose, and it was really only
yeah,
the
bro.
back double. You know, but when Dorian had the torn bicep, but like, but how he can't win the front double? Yeah, but it's only one pose. Yeah, exactly. That's the point. This is why Nasser beat him because Dorian beats him easily in the back double. Last spread he beats him, but it's a little closer. And I would argue every other pose Nasser beat him in. The front pose is not even close. Dorian had a really good front lat spread, but that year, I thought Nasser had him everywhere else. Every body part was bigger, fuller, peeled. Dorian wasn't his usual condition, but you know how it goes sometimes. Back then, if it was 2025, the way they judge now, they don't give a fuck who you are. I don't care. They don't care if you miss weight.
Yeah,
They'll take that shit
well,
from you quick.
they'll put you from first to fifth, first to third. Fucking,
Yo,
who
that's
fucking
how,
knows?
that's how it should be. If you think you're gonna step in there, not your best, not peeled, like that can't be. You know, it's one of those
That
things. Like, mhm.
I mean, it makes you wonder. Like Bill Heath was that good.
Oh, he really was. He really was that good.
He
Phil was
wins
really that
seven
good.
times, almost eight, and the only reason he lost to eight was because of an injury in his stomach. Like the level of
Still,
competition those years were crazy high too. Just
yeah,
like so, it's like it's just crazy to fathom somebody can hold it down that long. Like you look at
yeah,
someone like Derek, right? Say, oh, this guy's gonna hold it forever. Literally loses it the next year.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's like fuck, that's so good.
I mean, these lineups are deep, but I still believe even second place being Kai Greene could beat Samson, Derek, and Hadi. You
Mm-hmm.
know, more muscular, just as shredded as any of these guys. It, So I mean, that was a different Phil was a whole different kind of beast, and I would argue I love Sean Roden's physique. I still felt like he beat Sean.
We talked
Once
about it
again,
that day.
yeah. Once
This is
again, it's
how
two
this podcast
poses.
started.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. No, once again, it's only two poses. He beats him on the front. Well, the three poses. He beats him on the front poses. Right, front double, lat spread, abs and thighs, and that's
That's
it.
it.
That's where it ends.
If you want to
And
argue any of it, yeah.
and the poses Phil wins, he's winning it handedly. Side poses, back poses, handedly. Most muscular, handedly by a mile. So I would argue that he should have had 8 personally, but
Mm-hmm.
it was counting.
Me.
You 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 think that pisses him off still?
To this day, yeah. It's one of those things like that was fucking stolen from me. Like is like you literally broke it down perfectly. That's only 3 out of 8 poses. That means 5 wins.
Yeah, yeah.
Like so, you
You
mean to
want to
tell
lose?
me like his that Sean Roden's side shots beat Phil Heath?
There's no way. There's no way.
You
It's
mean to tell me
impossible.
his back double
Was even
and
close.
backlash? Yeah, like
It's not even
the
close.
most muscular. Like ain't no fucking way. Like Sean Roden didn't have it like that. Like he was,
He did. But I would argue there's probably 3 people in history that could even beat Phil in most muscular. You
mm-hmm.
know, but who would that be? Maybe Rowley. And even Rowley gonna have a tough time. Shit, how Kevin Levrone in that one pose? I don't even think they beat him. I think they're close, but I don't even think they beat him. Honestly, so Marcus Rule maybe in the crap. I don't know. It's pushing it like that guy. Phil is a different beast. So it's one thing to lose fair and square, but if you know that you should have won, I think that's gonna bother you for sure. You know. Okay.
Didn't Steve Weinberger say he didn't want to announce Sean Roden's name?
I didn't hear that. That was the interview.
I think it's in an interview. Like he didn't want to do it to Phil.
He felt bad.
Like he said that it was just one of those things that his stomach was just too bad. Like he could not give it to Sean.
Like I get it, but you still have to judge the poses though as well. You know, even if it's not all you judge. I get what you mean. The stomach was getting bad, but it's still one body part. It was still enough to win. You know, I get it though. Either way, no big deal.
Well, you said so. I mean, Dorian Yates won with a torn fucking bicep.
Exactly.
Sorry, they were judged on that one bicep.
100%. Roddy lost his waist for some time too. With all due respect, he lost his waist by 2003. He lost his waist. All
Mm-hmm.
right, she down there. Do you like Simpsons? Fishies. Wait, yo, what are you talking about?
I heard fishies.
Huh?
I heard fishies. Is that what you said?
He said, "Have you ever noticed a fishy smell when women go backstage at a show? Like, I've never smelled anything fishy. It smells fine.
I'm
It
not
smells
looking. I'm not looking for it either.
like I don't even notice. I don't care what the fuck is going on.
I
But
don't even know if I can smell.
you see me backstage. I'm out of it. I don't know where the fuck I'm at. I don't know
You go from the
what
most talkative
plan.
guy in the room to the most quiet man ever existed.
Until I get that meal after prejudging, man, I'm out of it. I don't even respond to
I
texts.
I've never seen you. What's up, baby? He said,
I'm I'm gone. My face is gone. My soul is gone. I'm just gone, man. I'm gone. But I'm kind of looking forward to it, low key. I'm looking forward to it. I'm too nice right now. I want to get fucked. I want to get fucked up.
too fat and happy. I need to
Yeah, I'm too
fix
fat and
this.
happy. Yeah. If you had to pick Keon, these questions are weird for me. Good, but favorite cookie?
White chocolate macadamia nut.
Do you have a specific place you get it?
Honestly, Subway's cookies are fucking busting.
Low key, yeah. Low, you wouldn't
Yeah,
you
they
wouldn't
got
think
some good
so.
cookies. Yeah,
You wouldn't think so, yeah. You ever had what is it called?
crumble cookie.
I'm not a big fan unless I'm really hungry, but that don't count. You like crumble?
I've literally only had it like twice, but it's all right. It's not something incredible.
It's more of a cake. It's like a cake more than a cookie to me.
You know, I have good cookies too. Is 7-Eleven. I think I've talked about it before.
Really?
7-Eleven got some good cookies.
I've never bought anything to eat from 7-Eleven. I'm nervous.
You know what cookies I like too? You ever seen that red package of Chips Ahoy, the chewy ones?
Yeah, I've had that. Those are pretty
Those are
good
good
actually.
as fuck. Like
Those are actually pretty
those are
good.
dangerous. They're tiny, so like, I'll have a fuck ton of those, like EM&Ms.
You ever had Bristol Farms cookies?
No.
They have a cookie called the cookie. This
Oh,
is
it's that
the
good.
exactly this is the
You
cookie.
gonna name your cookie the cookie?
The
It's
cookie,
that
yeah.
fucking good.
You ever gotta say the flavor? They're like, "Oh, let me get the cookie." Oh, did you mean like the cookie? I'm in the cookie. You know what I'm
You know
talking
what the
about.
fuck I'm here
You
for.
know, you know what I came here for. Oh, we got no more of the cookie. We got other cookies though. Hey, I'm not interested in no other cookies. I want the
No.
cookie.
Yeah, oh, you know who has some surprisingly good cookies? And they're always like warm? Is Chick-fil-A.
I didn't know they had. I didn't know they had cookies.
Dude, Chick-fil-A got some good ass cookies. I promise you that.
Man, I haven't had Chick-fil-A in couldn't tell you years.
I had it like 3 days ago.
Oh yeah, you fan?
It was fucking delicious. I like it better than Raising Cane.
I was
I'm
just
probably
about
gonna get
to
a lot of
ask.
hate for that shit, bro. I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for that. I don't give a fuck. I know what I like.
They don't. They don't put a lot of seasoning on raisin cakes. They don't put a lot of
Remember, they're
seasoning.
all known for the sauce. They only know for the
Yeah,
sauce.
it's all
If you don't
about.
have that sauce, that's ass.
Now they use real chicken breast and they cook fresh every day though. That's cool. It tastes fresh. I'm not gonna lie. Raisin
It
canes
does taste
taste.
fresh.
Yeah, it tastes like they just cooked that shit like right now, like freshly cooked. But I was gonna ask Raisin Canes, Popeyes or Chick-fil-A.
Oh, Chick-fil-A every time for me. But I think Popeyes I like better than KFC.
Yeah. I didn't even
KFC's a
mention
little too
KFC.
greasy for me.
KFC. I mean, I haven't
I
had
like
KFC
KFC's
since I was.
potato wedges though.
Bro, I don't think I had KFC since I was a teenager.
It's been a long time for like it's been a really long time for me. I can't. I know I've had it as an adult, but not like within the last few years.
I just remember it being greasy as fuck. That's all I
Bro,
remember.
like I said, I fucking love their potato wedges. So like
Yeah,
what I'll do is I'll get their mash and then I'll put gravy and mix it up and then I'll dip my potato wedge in it.
yeah.
That shit was
Okay.
fucking tasty.
I used to get because that was like meat. Like I was like a fake. I was like trying to be a fake bodybuilder. So I was like, let me get the grilled chicken from KFC because in my head I was like, it's grilled, it's healthy, right? Yeah, okay. It's, they they fry and grill it at the same time, probably. But they grill it in oil.
Yeah, I'm gonna say they just fucking fry it without the breading, bro. Like,
That's it. That's literally all they do. They're frying the skin, you know. But at the time, I thought it was a good idea. I'm like, yeah, let me get some grilled chicken, get some protein in,
I
you know.
was
But
the same.
yeah, I used to get that. But yeah, KFC is not even on my list. Popeyes and Raising Canes. I don't. I just don't get Chick-fil-A. Honestly, I don't even. I don't. Not that I don't think it's good. I just haven't really got it in a very long time. Raising
Man,
Canes. Mhm.
I like spicy chicken sandwiches.
Okay, you like spicy. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the spicy. It fucks up my stomach. I don't like the spicy shit.
I can't imagine eating anything spicy.
Yeah.
Do
That spicy. That spicy chicken
you like
sandwich fucks
Mexican
me up.
food? Do you
I
like
do
Mexican
actually.
food?
I do. Yeah. I do. I guess I don't eat it often anymore though. I had it like a last weekend, but I don't actually eat it. But I like it though. I like it. You know.
Well, that reminds me, speaking of Mexican food, April 26th, my baby shower.
Okay. Bet. All right. Bet.
You're on the list. I put you on the list. So,
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Am I the only black guy? Any black guy? I
yes,
might
you're going to be
be
like royalty.
exclusive. I'm exclusive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're my black friend, bro.
I usually get treated really politely when I'm the only black guy there. You
Yeah,
know,
bro. Because
it's
you're
nice.
like, wow, like,
They're
that's
like,
your black
oh, how
friend
you
too?
doing? Oh,
Oh,
hey,
come on in.
you
You're
know, I'm
Joe's
like,
black friend? Come on in.
and then I'm extra friendly as well. They're like, wow, this guy's nice. He's a nice guy, man.
That's
Thank
nice.
you.
Dress,
Yeah.
dresses nice, smells good, respectable.
I like this guy. You know, like they like me extra. You know,
Yeah.
I get extra points.
I think you like Latinos, Mr. Black
Yeah,
Man.
you got. Is this true? What I heard? You like?
Joe's talked a lot about you. You're a lot like him.
Hey, go to bed. Go to bed. You know, come fuck some shit
Like,
up.
Kane's getting big, bro. He's getting big as
Yeah,
fuck.
he's getting huge. That's why he can't be coming near the computer. He's gonna do something, unplug the computer or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Cause he still thinks he's like a puppy. She jumps on people and shit still. Okay, let me see. Hi. That's the question.
Oh, hello.
Do y'all plan on competing more this year? You plan on competing more? More than, I guess, more
Uh,
than once?
Twice for sure.
Okay.
And then obviously, if you qualify for the Olympia, you're going to go to the Olympia, right? So,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. All right. What's the best pro to never compete at the Olympia?
the
Damn.
best pro to never compete, the Olympia.
Well, we probably don't know. We probably can't remember enough pros to give the right answer, but we could give like our like recent memory, I guess, right? Because you probably have to go pretty far back in history. But recent times, shit, there's gonna be a lot of them in the next 5 years because there's a lot of good people.
Yeah, pro that's never made it to the Olympia.
Okay, let's say current crop of guys, probably Vito, and just like recent
Oh,
years,
that's
somebody
actually that's a really good one. Yeah,
like recently
Vito.
people who we know can qualify relatively easily, but just haven't. I would say Vito, Nexzilla, he could qualify, not that easily, but he could qualify. I think, right? I
Yeah,
think
no, for
Nexzilla.
sure he can.
I think Nexzilla.
What's his highest placing? Was it second?
He might have got third. He beat Nathan.
I know for sure he's got the third. I don't remember if he got second or not. No, he's got the third twice, I think.
Yeah, but
Did he
I
do
thought
two
he should have.
shows?
Yeah, I thought he should have beat Michael Krizo. Remember? I think we talked about that.
Yeah,
I thought he should have beat
everybody
Krizo, but
didn't. So he's
yeah, he
still.
did.
Yeah, no, but I think he's a good name though. Because his muscularity is pretty fucking crazy. And I think his
He's
conditioning wasn't too bad either.
no, yeah, yeah. Brett hasn't done it, but he's qualified a few times. Um,
Oh, Brett hasn't been on the Olympia, huh?
yeah, I guess he counts because he still hasn't done it. We
Yeah.
just he might be at the top of the list. Um, Stu's gotten second. Stu's gotten second. He's close. He's close. Um, that's a good question. I'm sure there's a lot more. Well, there's a lot of good guys, bro. But like that's right up there. But just they usually qualify pretty after a couple years. Yeah, I would say to make the question like who's.
Carlos.
Oh yeah, Carlos really good.
I
Yeah,
honestly think Carlos is that good to be an Olympia competitor. Just he hasn't made it yet.
yeah, yeah. For him, it's more of like he hasn't bought his best look, right? Whereas some people, it's like sometimes it's picking shows. I don't think Stu's like picked shows wisely, right? That year he got second at New York. I think if he chose the right shows, I think he would have already been to the Olympia. He kind of just did, you know. If he chose like he could have done Chicago that year, you know.
Honestly, though, I think it is pretty crazy to say, but when he didn't win the Cal that year, that was surprising.
When what's his name?
That's when Ross won.
Flavor boss. What's the sauce boss? Yeah, yeah.
Ross
When
was killed,
he was, yeah,
but but I just don't think that
I
should
don't think that
have
was
beat
enough.
Tonio.
I don't think that was enough.
I mean, I like Ross, but
Me too.
the muscularity that he had and his upper body just did not. I
Yeah,
don't think it deserved to win. To be honest, I hate to say that, but I
yeah.
just
I hate to say that
it doesn't
because
it doesn't it doesn't make sense to me to lose to the eighth best in the world or to beat the eighth best in the world and then lose to him
it
in the
doesn't make
Olympia. It
sense.
just doesn't make sense to me.
Because with that logic, then Amir wins most of these shows because Amir is always the most peeled guy, right? But you're gonna say, well, maybe he could use more leg sweep. Maybe his waist could be better. You're
Yeah,
gonna use his
How does Amir lose to Tonio?
exactly
You know what I'm saying?
way bigger and peeled, like peeled, but and huge. So with that logic, it has to be. I know there's other factors, but it has to make sense. You can't say this guy went off condition, but then this guy is less conditioned, and it's just it makes it kind of weird.
I mean, Tonio was off condition in the college last year, and he still beat Amir.
Yeah, he wasn't his best condition at all. Rafael beat Tonio, like it's like, and he wasn't in really good condition. So I think that was a bad call. Like with all due respect, because I'm happy for Ross for winning, and it's not his fault, right? But at the same time, I don't know. I don't know if that was the best call.
Yeah,
You know,
here's what it is. You know, it's like one of those things. Like the Olympia sorted that out in a way.
exactly. Okay.
Oh, one thing I wanted to ask you, Beatty,
Uh-huh.
if Kai did, I told Paul he's not going to do it. But if Kai did the Masters Olympia against Brandon, do you think he'd beat Brandon?
I don't think he'll be anywhere close. I don't think he'll be
I
remotely
don't think he
close.
would either. I think it's one of those things like, yeah, I kept training, but he's been gone too long, and Brandon's peak, literally, I guess, at his new peak.
Yeah. I don't think he would even be. I don't think he would even possibly be second. You know,
How old is Kai now?
almost if not 50, almost 50, like 49.
Yeah, see, no way.
His physique, it's not gonna look the way people are imagining it's gonna look. Just because he's a big guy doesn't mean he's still one of the best bodybuilders in the world. He had his time, but it's not his time anymore. You know, Brandon, yeah, but Brandon, he got that title for sure. Brandon got that title for sure.
Well, I'll make 20 grand real quick.
Yeah. But he wants to get paid to do the show. But it's like, well, what about Brandon? I mean, you're not going to beat him, and he's not asking for it. You got to win to get paid. And Kai probably knows that he's not going to beat Brandon. That's why he wants to get paid, but it doesn't work that way. You know, Kai's a great bodybuilder, but with all due respect, you're not that special. Like people are gonna. I want to see him compete at 50 so bad. I'm gonna offer him 100K just to step on stage, even if he's last place. Like it's not realistic. That doesn't make sense. As a promoter, right? It's like no, not doing that. You know. Okay. Greatest coach in the last 10 years. I think that's undisputed. 10 years? What, 2015? Oh,
You know,
but Phil only had two more after that year. Oh, but he had Derek. He still had Derek and Hadi. I'm talking about Hani Rambod. So he still had
yeah,
Phil,
no.
Derek. I don't even think it's close.
I mean, you got to think about it, right? Like, they are a coach that gets quite a bit of pros to the Olympia, but then you have a coach that consistently was able to win Olympias, meaning not only did he coach somebody, but he had them beat the best of the best
Yeah.
every time. So it's like, I don't know if that's even an argument.
I don't think it's an argument. Does it? The thing about coaching also, does this mean if Hani got at this point in his career, if you give Hani 20 amateurs, does he turn them all pro? I don't know. But he did that at one point. At one point he was the pro creator. So you have to be a good coach to win Olympias, regardless of who your athletes are. Because Derek was losing 212 titles before him, you know.
Well, he's also won Olympias in different divisions.
Yeah, yeah, that's
He's
what I
had
used to do.
open, he's had 212, he's had men's physique.
Mhm.
Has he had any women? I want to say he has.
Sydney Gillen is with Evagen, but I don't know if he coaches her. But
I'm not positive, but I want to say he
probably.
may have.
I think he did. I think um I think his coaching is more mental, being on top of you and keeping you in a good mind state. Because the people later on in his career, when he was having more personal relationships, I think he got even more success that way. Whereas the only people who didn't have the best experience with him are people who wasn't in constant contact with him. So I think his coaching is effective only when he's very hands on. That's why he only takes a little bit of clients. I don't think he's somebody. I don't think he can do a boss of outlaw. I don't think he can take 20 clients and get them to the Olympia.
I think the only reason for that is Hani really started focusing on his businesses outside of bodybuilding stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's facts. All right, let's do one more. What, what makes a physique more classic?
Small
That's a.
waist.
I think we can all agree on that one. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But like, well, I'm pretty sure the question is about the Mike Summerfield, Logan Paul, Logan
Logan
Franklin.
Franklin.
But it's like, what? But then, how do you get to the small waist is the issue because if you measure their waist, I'm sure Logan's is smaller. But if you measure their arms, Logan's is smaller. If you measure their legs, Logan's is smaller. So his waist is smaller technically, but on his body, is it actually smaller? Proportion wise, it might not be actually. There's a chance it
I
actually
just
might not.
illusion is what bodybuilding is known for. So because Mike has a crazy wide back and great sweeps on his quads, his waist just looks small.
It does. It does.
I mean, it probably is small, but it looks smaller because of it.
So, so the argument is that, or part of the argument is that when we say classic, a lot of times we just mean smaller, and it's like it's yes and no because I would say that can you can visually appear too big to look classic. I believe. I know there's weight limits, but if your size can make you appear less classic than the other guy, and in Mike's case, I do think him being so dense and round does make him appear less classic than Logan. Actually, I actually do think it does.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that doesn't mean he should win because he kind of has to win because he's better. But the argument, like with Ian and Fuad, they're both right. What Ian's saying is true. Like he should still win, and he's still classic. It's not that he's not classic. It's like what looks more classic. I think Ian's right. I think it's very evident to us that Logan looks more classic. We just can't put a tangible criteria on it because then there's holes in it. You say, well, his waist is small, and you'd be like, it is, but it isn't. Well, but he's more balanced. It's like, well, he is, but they both have all that classic attributes. One is just on a more compact, shorter, stockier frame, and one is on a more spread out, classic looking frame to me.
Well, remember, I mean, I guess judging criteria, muscle is one of the boxes, right?
Yeah, it counts.
And so Logan, yeah, he looks classic, but Mike has more muscle.
It looks like a lot more. Like for whatever reason, on it looks like he has so much more muscle though, like a lot. You
I
know?
think that's just like you say, he's shorter. Like this is the flow of his physique. So like then because his waist appears smaller, his muscles are even bigger.
Yeah, yeah.
So they give that illusion. His lats are real wide. He's like wider clavically. But if you look at his like actual poses, they do have the flow of a classic guy.
They
He's just
do.
bigger.
He's honestly so bubbly that it makes him not it makes him not look classic. It sounds stupid, but he's so bubbly that you're like, this is starting to just not look classic. But but he has everything he needs to. His waist is tiny. He even poses classic. I'll say this though, Logan still had room to grow before they raised the limit, and then they raised the limit, and then he came in way more peeled. So I would assume that Logan is probably quite a bit below the weight limit at this point. So if Logan can grow 8, 9 pounds, he might be able to beat Mike. Assuming he can come in that same condition, he
Well, think
might be
about
able
it.
to.
Chris Bumstead be Mike.
Yeah, he looks more like Logan than he does.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly. What did
honestly,
CeeLo have? He had more muscle than Logan.
for
Maybe
sure.
not
Yeah,
as
for
much
sure.
as Mike, but
I
enough
was
to
gonna say
be
that.
competitive against it. Where now he's checked off the muscularity box, where it's like you have enough muscle and flow with all these other things, so
That's
you're going to beat
that's
Mike.
right. Looking at Chris and Mike, Mike actually was more. He didn't have the as well. He was in shape though, but he
Chris had a
Chris looks
detail to his
exactly.
muscle and stuff that Mike couldn't match up with.
That's what I was getting at. Mike is bubbly. He looks more muscular, as in bubbly round muscle, but Chris looked dense. He had like a dense hard muscle, and
Mm-hmm.
Chris definitely was not small or under muscled next to Mike at all. But Mike did appear a little bit more muscular than Chris. So if Logan closes that gap, I think he's might be the only one I see able to beat Mike. I don't see the other guys able to beat Mike. Ramon is too close to his limit.
Yeah, you
Chris is too
like
close.
what's his name? Rough Diesel.
He had a lot of room to. He had a lot of
Terrence Ruffin.
weight to. Yeah, he has a lot of weight to be able to grow though.
But yeah,
So
see, even him, like, because Mike has the size and the time, he can get just as dense and hard and detailed as Chris was, just and not worry about putting on any more size.
yeah,
When
yeah.
Terrence is still trying to chase that size.
Mike is so much bigger than Terrence. Yeah, that's gonna be hard. Logan with 8 pounds more muscle, 10 pounds more muscle is probably the only one that can beat him. Because I think Mike has quite a lead right now. You know, Mike is that good.
What's his name? Miracle Bear? What's his name? I forgot his name. I don't know.
Urs, yeah, Urs.
Earth. Yeah, he's capped out.
Yeah, yeah, he's kept out.
So it's
He,
like he can't beat Mike.
I think he's beyond capped out. I think he's losing a bunch of tissue, bro. I saw an Instagram video of him with the Trent twins, and he was flexing his quad at like 275, and his shit
Shredded.
was, bro, it was like feathered all the way down to the kneecap. I'm like, if that's how, bro, I know there's open bodybuilders that don't have that at 275. How the fuck do you, right? Is Regan that peeled at? I don't even think Regan is that peeled at 275. So that's telling me that he's, bro, and he's coming down to what, 220, 225? What the fuck? I think he's doing himself a disservice, bro. He's losing 20 pounds of muscle. Like, that doesn't even make sense. Like, how are you even making that weight?
I just don't understand because you know how it's like it's one thing if you see yourself going up, but he's been
Yeah.
in the same spot like the last 3 years.
Well, he moved up last year, but it was like by default because Ramon moved down. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
does that count? Does that count? And he's not gonna beat Mike at this weight cap. He just can't. I don't think he can.
I mean, like, okay, it's like you just saw Mike. jump up to this point within what? I don't know how long.
Couple
He went from
years.
here to what? So it's like, but you were right here. Like you've been here. It's not like
Yeah,
Ian Vier. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. You can't just stay there.
yeah, if you've been there and you're stuck there, everyone's still getting better. But if you're capped out, how can you stick with it? Like, or how can you stay competitive when these guys still have room?
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
yeah. Now, I don't think he'll get higher than third in open, but you don't need to because open it could be more lucrative if you could if you're even a top 10 guy. I think that's a better trade off. You know, because he already built his fan base in classic. I don't think there's huh
I was gonna say, but then like at least in open, every time he steps on stage, he has a chance to be better.
exactly. You know,
I don't think he has that chance in the classic anymore. Only because he's reached his peak there. Starting to improve on a weight cap, you know.
there's nothing more to gain from being a top five classic guy. He got all his notoriety. He got all his fame, his following, his sponsors from classic. And now, if he just stays here, his stock might drop. It won't go up, right? But if he goes to open, adds some muscle and is able to like win a pro show, go to Olympia, even if he's like a 10th place guy, I still think that creates a dimension because now people are like, he has potential. So we saw what he did in Classic. Now he has potential to move up. So he could get contracts based off that potential, right? And people are going to be talking about him.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, Tonio got top 8 before, smaller guy. I mean, Urs is a big guy. I think Urs could make his way into the top 10. I think he could fuck with those like kind of like Jewett, John De La Rosa spots. I think he could fuck with that. And that's right out the gate in my I think a year of growing, he already loses all this muscle. I think he could be in that pile, and I think that'd be good.
The thing
You
about it,
know,
bro, Chris did one open show, placed
yeah, but
second to the fourth best in the world.
I could have, I can't lie. I know he was out muscled, but if he would have won, I would have been
Ain't
fine
nobody
with
would
it.
have been mad at it.
I would have been
Me
fine
and
with
Paul
it.
said it too. It was like, damn, that's dope as fuck. If they
I
don't get me
thought,
wrong, Martin's great, but
oh yeah, Martin's
it'd be pretty
phenomenal.
dope to see to see like Chris beat someone like him.
You know what? I think they should have gave it to him, bro. I think they should have gave it to him, bro. That would have blew the house down. But then maybe they would get some backlash, like favorites. But Chris is so loved. I don't even know if there will be backlash.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
You know
if you're saying as a true bodybuilding fan, like
exactly.
that Chris potentially deserved to win, like it would like not saying that Martin shouldn't have, but like if
Yeah,
Chris won, it's like damn, like I can see it. Like
yeah.
you can't like you're not being biased here. Like you're
No,
just a
because
person that likes the sport.
I mean, I know Martin more than I know Chris, right? So if anything, I would want to be biased more than Martin. But just being honest, I mean, uh, I heard Milo say it. I heard Dennis say it. I mean, Chris Cormier said it. Well, Ian Ian said it. But Ian wasn't being biased because Ian said Martin's gonna win. So until he saw it, I said Martin's gonna win too, right? So you can't be biased. We already picked Martin. We just saw it and we were like, oh, I don't know. So
Yeah,
I've heard a lot of bodybuilders say it. So that I think that would have been fire. That would have been fire. But anyways, yeah, I think Urs should move up. I think Ramon got to too because he's not even holding his spot. He's moving back. You know, and it's not. Ramon looks like a body. Yeah, he has that look too. I would love to see that in the open. You
hey,
know.
you look dope. Like I said, it would be like a Justin Shire.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That would look fire. So shout out those guys, and I think that's a wrap. I
Yeah,
think that's
we
a
showed
wrap.
classic Physique some love today.
Yeah, yeah, classic. I might drop down to classic myself, man. You think I can make weight? I gotta make like
No,
217.
no,
Uh, I look horrible flat though. I don't look good flat, so it's not even. It wouldn't be a good thing. That would be
no.
that'd be horrible. All right, y'all.
I actually don't think that was too bad. I'd have to drop down like 198. I think
I don't.
because I'm 5'8", bro. What is the weight cap for that?
Yeah, below 200. Yeah, below 200.
Wow.
I don't think you could do that natural. I don't think you could make weight naturally if you didn't run any gear. At this point, if you didn't run any gear for a year, I don't think you can make 190.
And my last show I was 247. That means I'd have to downsize another 49 pounds to make that weight
Yeah,
from show ready.
I don't think you could actually do it. I don't think there's no amount of way you could
I
do
think
it.
my kidneys would fail.
Yeah, because the muscle waste in there, you would have to.
Yeah,
You're gonna be in rhabdo. You got to put yourself in rhabdo to make it. I get it.
whatever it takes.
I probably could make 217, like if I really starved myself, but I would look like shit. I would look like complete shit. You don't look the same on the way down. the way on the way up. At one point, I was 217 and looked really good at 217. But you can't on the way up. Always looks better. On the way down, not
You
good.
know,
You don't want to see that
terrible,
shit.
bro.
It's
Terrible.
gonna like
You don't
because
see that. You look malnourished.
your body changes, man. Your body changes. It's just that the rest of your body grows with your waist and everything that it balances out. But you don't look good on losing muscle. It looks like shit. You know. All right, bro.
Mhm.
Appreciate you. Thanks for hopping on, brother.
Yeah, of course, man. I
Oh,
planned on being on today, but then lost track of time. Here we are.
I'm gonna pause the video, but stay on for a second. All right, y'all. Peace out.